All right. Thanks, Rosemary. All right. It is 8:45 on the clock. August is actually Kids Eat Right Month, which also coincides with our children going back to school. And like many parents, it is so hard to navigate the minefield that is our grocery store. Understand what is healthy, what's not, making sure the kids eat right during the school year. That is at the top of the list, but we are all busy. So how do we balance with nutrition and convenience? Well, joining me this morning is Koszyk, nutrition coach and sports dietitian, to share with us some easy tips, some delicious meal ideas. It doesn't have to be hard, right?
No, we can make it very simple.
Okay,
very simple.
Make it simple for me, because sometimes, we're going to start with the top of our day. The kids are getting up. It's hard to get them out of the house, get their lunches made, get them fed, but breakfast is important.
The most important meal of the day, definitely,
okay.
Hands down. So I always say start the day off right with the protein-packed, fiber-filled breakfast. And we can make it very, very simple. For example, here we have some Greek yogurt, which is full of protein. There's some blueberries, tons of yummy fiber.
Let's see what
and
I mean, that looks so great and very easy. 10 minutes to give them to eat?
Yeah. I mean, it really takes a few minutes to prepare and then a few minutes to eat.
Okay, so then those are the times, though, when we gotta go. But, you know, some people are going to sit in the car for a while, so you got time to maybe get them something to eat in the car if they have to go. How do we do that?
So I always recommend the night before, know your limits. The night before, maybe put in a little baggie some apple, fiber, a little healthy muffin, and some protein with a hard-boiled egg, and you grab and go, you run out the door, and yes, you're eating in the car, but you're still eating breakfast. You're getting that brain fuel.
And really, if they don't have time to finish it, they can keep it for snack, and they have all that stuff. So those won't go bad, and they're in good shape.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. So then we get to lunch, and lunch is the hard one for me, because you want to pack something great, but you're already doing this, and you're like, oh.
I know.
How do you do it?
So I recommend doing it the night before, because in the morning it's just chaos. It's just chaos. And I always say start with an entree. So here we have a pasta salad. You use the pasta from the dinner and just kind of toss it together. A fruit, you always want a fruit side and a veggie side. Okay, so we got watermelon and then ants on a log, which is always kind of fun. And the ants on a log is the celery with almond butter and a little bit of raisins.
Okay, so that looks good. And those hold. I mean, these little bento boxes that they sell now are great, right? Because they make it a little bit easier for us. All right, pasta's great because if you have it the night before, you also have some other options. This one. Yeah,
so instead of a sandwich, you could always do a wrap, like a chicken or turkey wrap or a veggie wrap, that kind of thing. And then we have the sides. You could do pre-packed dips because, putting veggies in dips is always more fun sometimes. So we got some hummus and then, of course, your fruit side with the grapes.
Of course, yours looks good, so maybe you can come over and make it. Mine doesn't turn out like that. You've got this pre-packaged, hummus in this lunch, and then you've got some other items here. And what we were talking about in the break before we came out here was the pre-packaged food. We were talking about Uncrustables specifically.
Yes.
That's peanut butter and jelly frozen.
Yes.
And of course, you could make it by yourself. But if you don't have time, are there ways to kind of cut corners when you need to?
Yeah, so when it comes to prepackaged, I recommend trying to buy foods that have whole ingredients. Like, for example, the Kind Bites, the fruit bites, they are made with just strawberries, cherries, apples. When you read the ingredient, there's only 3 ingredients. There's no added sugar, there's no added sodium, there's no added extra.
Yeah, so you have that. You have string cheese, which is always a good one.
Yeah.
And even the seaweed, which is great.
And one thing, so these are actually roasted chickpeas, and they're wasabi flavor, because I know hot Cheetos are very popular.
Sorry.
Everyone loves the hot Cheetos.
I know, right?
So instead of, you could use the roasted chickpeas, which have protein. It's, it's a non-starchy vegetable, so it's really healthy and great.
Do you think this is just also organizing your pantry and your refrigerator just to have a little section? This is our grab and go. This is and getting the kids used to it. I mean, these are talking about after-school snacks and just kind of taking you to the day where you are getting used to that habit as well, which I think with nutrition in general, it's just getting into the habit.
Yeah, and it's all about the planning. I know it's challenging, but I know it is. But if you just spend 10 minutes on a Sunday, you can make little pre-packaged snack bags for the week so that you just grab and go, and it makes it so much simpler.
Well, when you lay it out like this, it seems very simple. We appreciate the tips. I will use them. Rosemary,